Hello, hello. Welcome to Top Shelf Backpacking. Today we're out here in the Columbia River Gorge at Angel's Rest, and we are going to be doing the Devil's Rest to Wahkeena loop. Should be about 10 miles, 3,000 feet of elevation. It's about 8 o'clock on a Thursday morning. Temps are in the low 60s at the moment. Should be a beautiful day to be out here on trail. Some hazy but beautiful views west. We're about a mile in. Definitely feeling the elevation, but we're just going to keep on keeping on. The rocky outcropping up there is where we're headed first. That's Angel's Rest. Take a quick rest there, and then head up towards Devil's Rest. Made it up to the rock field here. You can see Crown Point off in the distance there, all the way west to Troutdale, Portland. Definitely kicking my butt, but we're making good time. Made it to the trail split here. Beautiful views northeast. We're going to keep going north up on the Angel's Rest, then we'll backtrack and head up towards Devil's Rest. Some incredible views up here at Angel's Rest. Gonna take the bag off, take a quick break, drink some water, and then we will make our way south up towards Devil's Rest. Enjoyed a nice little 10-minute break there. Got rehydrated a bit, had a little snack. Now we're gonna finish the loop around Angel's Rest, and then we will make our way up Devil's Rest. All Trails says to do this clockwise. We're going to go counterclockwise at Devil's Rest first. So we got about 1.5 miles here until we reach our high point. According to All Trails, I make a left here, not really straight. One's kind of right, one's kind of left. So we will stick with, well, hold on, that one says Devil's Rest that way. Well, let's look at the map again. So based on the map here, this does go over to Devil's Rest, but the more direct way is to the left. So we're going to stick with that and stay en route this time. Well, for the first time ever, I am at Devil's Rest. I attempted this trail probably 15-20 years ago, back before phones had decent GPS. And yeah, look for the trail fail episode of that, because it is the most lost I've ever been on trail. A lot of this trail is still overgrown. A lot of it is groomed. But still easy to get lost with all the connectors if you don't have a good GPS or map and compass. Got some views of the river through there, thanks to the burned trees from the 2017 Eagle Creek fire. Anyway, we're gonna hit pause and probably eat something, drink some water, and then we will continue our loop. Enjoyed a nice little lunch break. Rehydrated a bit, sweating a lot out here. Temps are in the mid 70s now. I believe we got some water coming up, but I still got about a liter. But we will continue this loop till we meet up with the Wahkeena trail. Got a little view of Mount St. Helens in the distance there. Can barely see a little white of Rainier, and then Mount Adams there off in the distance. Just hit the 5-mile mark, so we're about halfway through the loop. Feeling pretty good now that we got some downhill going. Picking up the pace a little bit. Average is just over 30 minutes a mile. So we are decreasing theirs, hoping to get this done in 5 hours. See if we can make that a reality. Getting some exposed spots, so heating up a little bit. But the downhill is helping. I think it's kind of a gradual downhill, and then we climb back up to Angel's Rest, and then it's all downhill from there. I will see you all out here on trail. Getting close to Wahkeena Spring. Hopefully there's access there so I can top off the waters. Still got half a liter left. Past few day hikers, first people I've seen since Angel's Rest, but we're finally headed back west. I think we dipped down toward Wahkeena Spring and then started our climb back up toward Angel's Rest. But I've been enjoying the downhills while they're lasting. Down here at Wahkeena Spring, where the Wahkeena Creek that goes to Wahkeena Falls starts. Gonna take a little breather, fill up all the water bottles. Just trying my final bit here, but a beautiful little shaded cove, beautiful spot for a break. This has got to be one of the most serene places I've ever collected water. Like, look at this root just floating over the creek. The little falls down there. Nice little pool. You could soak your feet if you needed to. Wahkeena Spring, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend if you need to top off your water. We'll rest for a couple more minutes here, and then the final 4 some miles back to the truck. Wahkeena Spring pops out of the ground right there. So on that side of the trail you have a creek. On this side, nothing, not even a bridge. Isn't nature neat? Back on trail, 4 to 5 miles to go. I think we got a little more downhill here, and then we begin our climb to reconnect up at Angel's Rest. All downhill from there. We've started our 600-foot climb up towards Angel's Rest. A little gradual so far, but the elevation's the whole reason I'm out here. The day I'm filming this is July 17th. Tomorrow is my 38th birthday. On this day last year, I did a 24.5 mile day along the Pacific Crest Trail. And here in just over a week from filming, we'll be trying to tackle a 26.5 mile fundraiser in the gorge, where we'll cover 5,000 feet of elevation over those 26.5 miles. So glad to be out here and getting some elevation in. Overall feeling pretty good. Definitely need to dial in the nutrition a little bit, just to probably just have like times we eat basically to make sure we stay fueled. And the gear on my back now feels pretty good. So overall, pretty happy to be out here. Beautiful day on this not greatly maintained trail, as you might have noticed, but good practice for what's upcoming. And hopefully we can raise thousands and thousands of dollars for the EMS Society. If I remember, I'll drop down the total we raised, since this video will come out after that. But it's a beautiful day out here in the Columbia River Gorge. Cool view of the river there, and then Angel's Rest. Some folks out there taking pictures, relaxing. Should be there in a quarter to half a mile. Made it back to the loop junction here. So initially we took Foxglove in. Now we are back and headed down towards Angel's Rest, where we'll connect that trail and head back down to the truck. Kind of hard to see in here, but an incredible view of the Columbia showing downriver. You can see Crown Point way off in the distance there in the city of Portland. A little hazy due to the wildfires in the area, but quite a stunning reveal there coming around that corner. We're now reconnected with the Angel's Rest Trail, so we've got about 2 miles till we're back down at the truck. Just crossed the final bridge, so we've got about a half mile till we're back at the trailhead. A little over 10 miles. I assume because I went to Angel's Rest and Devil's Rest and didn't just blow by them. That's why the mileage is a little off. But we should be finishing all 10.5, 10.6 in a little over 5 hours. So managed to do under 30 minutes a mile average, despite all the bushwhacking and poorly maintained trails. Can't say I blame them. The amount of spider webs I went through, probably the first person to be out there in a while, but still doable as long as you keep your eyes on your feet, keep them on trail, and just slog through. Long pants, long sleeves advisable. Didn't do that today, so we'll see how cut up I am at the end here. But we are making our final push back to the trailhead. Got the final quarter mile or so down to the truck here. Beautiful day. It's cooled off a little bit being in the woods. Highs were in the low 80s up there. Gear's feeling good. I guess I'm going to dial in the nutrition a little bit, but this is the final hike, at least on the calendar. I'll be doing some walks and some rocks and stuff around the neighborhood, but the final one coming up to my fundraiser hike, which when you see this would have been back in July, so wish me past luck there. For more information on the Angel's Rest Trail and the other trails you see on this channel, visit topshelfbackpacking.com. Until I see you again, cheers!